Is Mark Rushbrook, and I see Mark has been listening in throughout Chase's Q&A session there. I saw you shaking your head in the affirmative when you said that Ford had Chase's back and he knew that Ford was behind him. So what are your thoughts here as we announce this promotion today? And for those of you with questions, raise your hand and we'll get to those with Mark.
Yeah, just to start it, we're very excited for this day. We've had a lot of confidence in Chase and excited for his future ever since we first met him back in 2016, and we were able to sign him as we were restarting our driver development program, a year in trucks and 3 years in Xfinity, with 2018 only being a part-time season for him. But he's shown tremendous development through all of those different series. Handles himself the right way on the track, and as importantly, handles himself the right way off the track. And it's so great to see his growth over these last 4 years, and he's ready for Cup and excited to see how he gets on in the Ford team.
Okay, as I look at my roster here, we've got 7 questions just popped up here. So we'll just take them one at a time here and we'll work our way through, and we'll start with Lee Spencer. Go ahead, Lee.
Thank you, and congratulations, Mark. In an era where we have seen so many kids come to the table bringing a check from mom and dad or whoever, I have, watched Chase from day one, worked in every aspect of what you would expect a development driver to do to deserve this ride. Was that just something that you felt necessary to invest in a kid who wanted it as badly as Chase did and worked to deserve it?
Yeah, absolutely. We got very serious about our racing programs in 2015 and went to work on fixing all elements of the program, because to win races or championships, every part of a racing team needs to be right, including the car and the driver and the team supporting it on pit road. So when we got serious about starting the driver development program, we knew we wanted the best talent that we could find and to support them to help them grow up through all the different series. So went to work looking for that talent in 2016, had some help from Doug Yates and Jeff Clark. They highlighted Chase Briscoe to us, and we went and watched him as he was racing in ARCA and knew that he was a talent. And especially when we talked to him off the track, he had everything off the track that he was showing on the track. And it's important for our teams to have those good drivers to put into their cars. So just like we invest in the engine program and the aero program and everything else, we wanted to invest in the driver development program, and knew that Chase was the right one to pick, and just happy with how he's progressed and ready for Cup.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on to Casey Campbell. Go ahead, Casey.
Thanks, Dan. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. When you look at your driver development program, not just with Chase, but obviously with Haley Deegan being promoted to trucks, and what you're seeing out of with Tanner and then Taylor Gray in the ARCA Menard series, where are you at in your driver development program, and where do you see that in 2021 next year?
Yeah, we're definitely more quality over quantity, finding the right people, finding them at the right time, and bringing them through the right team. So now that Chase has kind of gone from start to finish in the Cup, and I'll say he's not necessarily finished, because he's got to succeed in Cup. That's when we know the program is really successful, is to have those race wins at the Cup level. And we see the same thing in Haley with what we saw before she signed with us, and definitely what we saw with her in ARCA, and really excited about how she performed in her first truck race just this last weekend, and excited to get her into trucks. Bringing David Gilliland Racing as a team into the Ford camp to help with the development drivers in that key transition from ARCA into trucks is really important to have that as part of our program. So to be able to have Tanner Gray and Taylor Gray in that program and seeing what they're doing, a lot of promise and potential there, that we can hopefully see that continue up through the ranks in the coming years as well.
Do you see any new guys coming on board in 2021?
There's not not for 2021. We're definitely looking at a lot of people, but nobody that we're ready to sign today.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you, Casey. Let's go to Bob Pockras. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, Mark, I was kind of following up on that. Is there a certain number of drivers you want to have in your development program, or is it mainly, yeah, I guess that's the question. How many drivers do you want to have?
Yeah, we don't have a target number. Like I said, it's more quality over quantity. When we see the right person, and as we've said, it's got to be the right person in terms of what they can do on the track in the car, but also how they handle themselves off the track. So when we see the right people, we're gonna sign them and help them get up through the ranks. And there's only a certain number of cup seats. So if we have too many people going through there, then you run into the problem of where do you put them all? So we want to have that right rate and flow. And I think what we have now is about right. But again, if we see that next star coming through, we'll get them signed.
And as far as Deegan's development, I mean, do you see that as a kind of we've seen a lot of drivers do 2 years trucks, 2 years Xfinity. Do you see that as the plan for her, or is it too early to tell?
It's too early to tell. It's definitely, I think, depending on the performance and the growth that we see. And when we signed Haley a year ago and put her into the ARCA program for the first year, we didn't know if it was going to be 1 year or 2 years. Honestly, we thought it was probably going to be 2 years. But based upon everything that we saw this year, we felt that she was very ready for trucks, and that would probably be the best place for her to continue more growth and development in the truck series for 2021. So we'll keep watching her, and it could be 1 year, it could be 2 years, it could be 3 years. We'll watch and see.
Thank you.
And again, just a reminder, we will have Haley on a Zoom call tomorrow at 1 o'clock. If you have not gotten that advisory for some reason, please email me or shoot me a chat here right now during this call, and I'll make sure to get you that link so you can join us for our call with Haley tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern. Let's continue here with Mark right now, and let's go to Jordan Bianchi from The Athletic. Go ahead, Jordan.
Mark, appreciate your time. Question, if Clint had decided not to move into the next role with Fox Sports, would this opportunity been there for Chase this season?
It's tough, as I said, right? There's only so many cup seats and so many top rank cup seats. So timing is everything. And I think we would have, if the 14 was not available, it probably would have been 1 more year in Xfinity to continue learning and growth there. And maybe a handful of cup races or something would have been the good route to take, similar to what we're seeing with Austin over with Penske and Wood Brothers. So it was good.
Positive. And would you have told Clint, hey, we appreciate everything, but we're ready to make this move, or were you going to let him decide what he wanted to do? And if he wanted to come back, that the opportunity was there for him?
The situation had to be right for everybody, and timing is everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Jacob Seelman. Go ahead, Jacob.
Thanks, Dan. Mark, going back to, you mentioned earlier, I heard you say that you had some help from Doug Yates and a couple other people close to the Ford family when you guys were, interested and ultimately targeted Chase. What did you guys see in him that made you go, this is our guy, this is who we want?
Yeah, it's definitely, there's so many racers out there that it's hard to know who to look at closely. And definitely, I do want to thank Doug Yates and Jeff Clark for bringing Chase onto our radar. And first, we just looked at his results and what he was doing, and talked with his ARCA team and understood what he was like in the car. And then we talked to him off the track, and that's where you can tell a person's real character, because they've got to have that drive, that passion to want to win, especially the way that Chase came up through the ranks, working his way up through the ranks with his family helping him, and we think doing it in the right way to really have it through them to their core. And he's got the right humility and the right approach to it. Doesn't necessarily come in, definitely doesn't come in beating his chest and thinking that he's the greatest driver in the world, but inside he knows that he's capable of being one of the greatest drivers in the sport. So that's the kind of balance that we're looking for, somebody that can deliver on the track and have the right approach off the track. And then after we'd signed him, the thing that really impressed me is how he internalized all the learning and knowing that when he made mistakes. And I know there were a lot of races where he said, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have made that mistake. And I said, as long as you walk away from this learning, that's a valuable mistake. And he's done that. And that's what has helped us continue to support him as he's gone up through all these different levels and up to Cup today.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate your time.
All right, Mark, we've got two more for you here. So we'll go to Greg Engel. Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, Mark. Talking about the elements that you evaluate when you look at a potential driver. You look at the performance on the track, you talk to them off the track, and they're well spoken and stuff. But there are no, even at Ford, there are no empty pot. There are no bottomless pits when it comes to money. So when Chase had a sponsor kind of lined up for this year, and a sponsor that looks like it's going to be with him for a while, how much did that play into your decision to follow him into Cup or any driver that comes with a full sponsorship?
We look at the talent first before the sponsorship, honestly, because we don't want to put the wrong driver in with the right sponsorship. Would much rather have the right driver and then work really hard on the sponsorship. And that is something that Stewart-Haas is really good at with Mike Verlander and Brett Fruit and their teams. They put a lot of work and effort into making this work financially around the right driver, not going for where the money is with necessarily the wrong driver. So it's great to have partners like that, like Stewart-Haas, that what they want to do is win, and they'll put all the pieces together to win. And that's why we're here as well, to win races, win championships. And we think that Chase is the right long-term play to advance in Cup, to win races, and to win championships.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's close out Mark's portion here with Ben Johnston. Go ahead, Ben.
Excellent. Thanks, Dan. Hi, Mark. Congratulations on today's news.
Thank you.
Just a question for you. How much confidence does bringing Chase in give you, give Ford as an organization, given that you've been so strong this season with Kevin, kind of in terms of building that relationship with Chase going into the future? How, as I said, how much confidence does that give you? But how excited are you for the future of the Ford program with Chase then as well?
Yeah, we're excited. We've got great teams with Wood Brothers, Penske, Stewart-Haas, and Roush Fenway, and great drivers in all those cars. And we pay attention to every element of the program to help our teams with engines from Roush Yates, with the aero program, the simulator, analytics, everything that we can do. And to have the right drivers piloting those cars with the right support from the crew chiefs and the teams to prepare the cars and make the right calls. We've seen a lot of success with the improvements that we've made in these last 5 years, and we know that we need to keep working just as hard, if not harder, to keep making advancements, because the competition is so fierce amongst the 3 OEMs that are in the sport and the great teams that are on the track, that we need to keep working on all elements, and the drivers, ultimately the one that gets it done on the track. And have Chase in there now in one of our top cars gives us a lot of confidence as we continue to improve our program.
Excellent. Thanks very much. Best of luck for the rest of the season and for next year.
Thank you.
Mark, thank you for taking 15, 20 minutes to join us here on this call. Tony has called in, so we're going to transfer over to Tony, and appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.